All right, so today I want to discuss story retelling, basically. One of the prompts I got from my um, fall, October, Halloween themed story rights was a retelling of Sleepy Hollow. So, as you can see from the title on this document, we're going to review um, the process of doing a retelling for Sleepy Hollow. So, the first thing you want to do, or that I'm going to do, is actually look up the actual legend, if I can spell, because you want to figure out what the main components of the story is before you jump into a project like this. Because if you don't have a good solid idea of what's going on, then you can call it whatever you want, but it's not exactly the same thing. Ooh, Sleepy Hollow Cemetery. What's this about? Now, I went to, yes, okay, I've been here. So Washington Irving is actually buried here, and so they call it the Sleepy Hollow Cemetery, and it's actually outside of New York. Um, and I visited a friend in New York several years ago now. It's been a while. And I got a chance to go here. I don't remember that bridge that's in the background. That would have been really cool. But I was definitely here at this crypt, and I remember the statue. I found Washington Irving's tombstone, took a picture of it, and I have some really good pictures of some creepy trees. I love to take pictures of creepy trees. It's one of my passions, trees. Okay, so let's make our search a little bit better. The other thing you want to really, finish that out. The other thing you really want to like stay focused on when or if you're going to do a retelling, is you want to make sure that the original publication is in the public domain. You can see how this was originally published in 1820. This is one of the first things you want to know. I already knew it was published in the 1800s, but I should have started there. But anyway, you want to know when it was published, because as I think it's like 1885 for written works. For music, it's got a different date, but for written works, I think it has to be published after 1885. It used to be in the 1900s. It might still be in the 1900s. Let's actually look it up just so that I know what I'm talking about. The only thing this doesn't work for is Disney. Um, the work was published before 1989 without a valid copyright notice. Okay. Even a copyright expires after, I think it's like 85 years after the person has died. So like Frost, his stuff isn't in the public domain yet because his offspring actually keep renewing the copyright on it. So you have to be careful about certain things like that. So if there's something that you specifically want to do a rewrite of, or um, something like that, and you intend to publish it, it's not just like fanfic, you're having a good time, because for fanfic, it doesn't matter. Technically, it is a copyright infringement, but as long as you're not um, selling it or marketing it in a way that you're garnering profit, then it's totally fine and you can do it. Which is why people do fan fiction off of like Disney characters, or Stargate SG-1 is one that my sister follows. Or if you're a Lore Olympus fan, yeah. Okay, anyway. But if you're going to do a rewrite and you have the intention of publishing it, you want to find when it came out and if it's in the public domain. Sleepy Hollow, The Legend of Sleepy Hollow, is in the public domain, so it's totally fair game. Some of my other rewrites or retellings that I'm going to be posting, because I'm working on, is Greek mythology or Roman mythology. I always think that's really super fun, which is why, of course, I'm a fan of Lore Olympus. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is figure out what the original story was trying to convey. And here's the original story. Here's a lot of information on the original story. So you would do a bunch of research. I'm not actually going to do my research in this video because I feel like that'd be super boring for you guys to follow along with. But then you want to pick your cast of characters. I found a purple background because the background in this picture is purple, and my lipstick, I think it's more red than purple, but it was supposed to be purple, and my eyeshadow is purple, though you can't really see it because all you can see is the reflection in my glasses. Hang on a sec. So yeah, whatever. Okay, so after you've done your research, the next part of any writing is figuring out your plot. Unless you're what they refer to as a pantser, which is when you just start writing and see where the creative juices take you, which is totally fine. And I'm not going to dump on that because I've definitely done pantsing style writing before. When I do retellings, though, I try to stay a little bit more organized because it means that the work's going to get done quicker. When I pants it, it can take me 1 to 2 years to finish a story, just because apparently my muse takes her time. But you kind of want to figure out where your ending is, and if you want to stick to the original ending. So the Legend of Sleepy Hollow is kind of weird because as we know it, the ending has changed. Like if you've seen the Johnny Depp version, they definitely took creative liberties, and that's not the original ending. So you want to figure out how many versions there are of it and what kind of ending you want to support and why. I'm a literary major, so the biggest thing for me is like I want to try to stay true to the message of the story and not just like take it over in some way. So that's the other thing about the importance of doing research. Okay, so I'm going to be doing this in parts. I guess I could have introduced what we were doing before I jumped right into it. And see, this is why you should always have an outline so that you're organized. I'm not a linear thinker. I'm very rarely organized. So for my writing, I try really hard to stay organized. Anyway, point being, this is going to be a series of videos where I'm just going to show you or update you on the progress of my retelling of Sleepy Hollow, because on Instagram, one of my favorite people in the whole entire world challenged me to do a retelling of Sleepy Hollow. So that's what I'm going to be working on for the next 1 to 2 months. Hopefully it wraps up pretty quick. And I stay under the 2-month mark. And as I'm working on it, I'm just going to give you guys like updated research. So this is the first time I've sat down to look at it. And like I said, like the first thing you want to do is do research. I'm going to do Wikipedia because I actually really like Wikipedia, especially since it doesn't have to be super factual based. It's not like I'm writing an annotated bibliography for a research paper, so I'm okay with using Wikipedia. Ooh, Gutenberg.org looks good. Ooh, what inspired the, yeah, I always like to go like really deep too, to kind of see as much as I can figure out outside of the original story, so that you can find motivation. Like, for example, if there's any fans of the podcast lore out there, you probably already know this, but the original, or they say that the original inspiration for Bram Stoker's Dracula was this case in the 1800s of a young girl who died from what was it, tuberculosis, but the village thought that she was a vampire, so they dug her up and they didn't stake her. Instead, they removed her organs and then burned them to try to, and did other gross stuff. But I don't want to. Yeah, okay. Trigger warning. Anyway, so it's fun because sometimes you can find the thing that inspired the writer to do the whatever the story is, and so in your retelling, instead of like I'm doing, researching the story and then figuring out how you can put it into your own voice and send your own message with it, you can use the same inspiration and come up with a story all of your own. So it really depends on like what direction you want to go. And I haven't completely decided which direction I'm going to go on this, but I am really excited. And I hope you enjoyed this video as discombobulated as it was. All right. See you guys next time. Oh, if I can stop recording. Okay. Now I'll see you guys next time.